Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Father above, we ask that you might defend our people from the savages of the lands to the west, uttered Septon Hugor. He stood atop the great altar of the Sept. To the warrior, we ask that you give our men courage and strength in their sword arms for the challenges and battles to come. Enger tightened his grasp around the hilt of his sword, filled with pride and excitement. To the smith, we ask that you keep our ships safe on their passage across the sea, and we ask that the crone lights our way to the new lands, again uttered the Septon. Enger rose and began to confidently make his way to the altar, to stand above the many knights, lords, men, women and children who had gathered here at his request. Thank you for your blessing to the gods, dear Septon, said Enger. Now it is time you packed your things and prepared for our departure to the new worlds that await us across the narrow sea. Enger looked around the great sept of his hometown. He could see his twin sister and younger brother looking on, full of pride. He could see his fellow knights he'd grew up with from childhood. Sir Stefan, Sir Danes and Sir Criston. They were brothers in arms, they had earned their knighthoods together. He could see the many rival petty lords from all the nearby villages and towns, all gathered here putting aside their generations of differences and grievances to unite under one common goal. Brothers, sisters, we gather here today for the start of a new age for our people, he shouted. We all know of the successes many of our people have had in the West, claiming lands and carving out new rich kingdoms for themselves over the last few hundred years. But as our culture spreads in the West, our very home and freedom is disappearing before our eyes, he said with sadness in his voice. The Dragon Lord's influence spreads. Most of the once mighty kingdoms of Andalos have now fallen and been enslaved. We will be next, mark my words. He looked around, all eyes were focused on him. I do not mean to be a slave, and I do not mean to be burnt alive. The time has come. It is our turn to cross the narrow sea, to the new world. We will not go to bow before our brothers, who have already taken lands though, he stated. We will carve out our own lands and kingdoms, in the untouched lands of the north. We will take revenge on the savage wolf king who sailed to our lands and butchered our people. We'll kill his savage heathens, cut down their sacred trees, burning their false gods. Loud cheers began to passionately burst out all around the sept, echoing off the 7 stout towers. Come with me, brothers, and take these lands and allow our people and our faith to live on. They will sing songs of our bravery and of our accomplishments for generations. We will do what they said could not be done. We will tame the frozen wasteland. We will be the Knights of the North. The sept erupted to chants of Enger, Enger, Enger. Later that very day, over 100 Andal longships carrying over 10,000 men, women, children and all their belongings left behind the coast of Andalos, which had been their home for so long, to start a new life in the frozen lands of northern Westeros. Enger stood at the prow of his ship smiling. I will be remembered as the knight who did what no other could do.
Hello everyone, Grand Maester Stitch here and welcome back to the Citadel, or welcome to any newcomers. We are starting a brand new series today, The Knights of the North. The trailer will be up here for anyone who hasn't seen that yet and is interested, but it's not necessary if you don't want to watch it. I will explain what is going on here. We are starting as King Enger of Andalos, Sir Enger of Andalos, Sevenstar. Here in Andalos, or what is left of Andalos, there is not much Andal land now left. Most of it has been claimed by the mighty Valyrian Empire, forcing the Andals to cross the narrow sea into the petty kingdoms of Westeros. As you can see, the mountain and vale has already fallen to the Andal warlords of House Arryn. Most of the Riverlands is a complete mess, as you can see, made up of Andal and First Men Kingdoms, mainly Andal. The mighty House Mud are still holding strong in the Riverlands. The Stormlands are the same, mainly Andal control now, as the Storm King has converted to the 7. The Crownlands are awash with petty Andal kingdoms. The Rock is still Old God, and the Reach is in a... well, it's in a transition at the moment. Some are Andal, some are First Men, but we're going to be focusing on the North, the one kingdom that never fell to the Andals, and the amazing King Theon, the Hungry Wolf Stark, one of my favourite Starks, one of my favourite historical figures in this world. This guy is a complete badass. If you don't know much about him, I suggest reading up some of the lore and history behind this guy, as he is incredible. Basically, when the Andals tried to invade the north on this eastern coast or through Moat Cailin, this guy, after he'd had enough of them trying to invade his lands, put aside his differences with House Bolton, and they rallied the Northern Army and the Northern Fleet and sailed over to Andalos, killing the Andals in their hundreds and thousands, bringing back their heads to then mark the entire eastern coast with their heads on pikes to tell them and warn them what would happen if the Andals ever dared step foot in the northern lands again. So, we, as King Enger Sevenstar, have decided we are not scared of this Theon Stark. We're gonna take the north. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna take lands. We're ambitious. We ain't scared of him. So, we will start our adventure now. All of our lands are given up and we start an adventure to invade any land that we want to invade, which will be the north. We will move our armies over to the Andal coast and we will move our ships round to the Andal coast to pick our army of 10,000 Andal warriors up, ready for our invasion into the north. So now let's have a look at Enger Sevenstars. He's a skilled commander, a holy warrior, a cavalry leader, as obviously he is a knight, and the Andals were well known for their cavalry. He's an inspiring leader, a knight, a skilled fighter, a falconer, a twin, a duelist, a zealous. He's ruthless, proud, stubborn, chaste, charitable, diligent, trusting, and very ambitious. We have his twin sister, Jonquil Sevenstar, here, who is a charismatic negotiator. She's attractive, she's a poet, she's fashionable, obviously a twin, a socializer, a zealot, kind, a family person, chaste and trusting. And then we have our little brother Owen Sevenstar, who is also our ward and our squire. He's an incompetent commander, he's still very young, a defender and a light foot soldier. He's a squire, attractive, a trained fighter, fashionable, an architect, zealous, honest, patient, content, shy, just, and temperate. And then we also have in our court, we have our friends, our loyal knights and followers. We have Kristen Bloom, who is one of our knights. These are all custom characters I've made up. Then we also have Stefan Roseheart, another Andal knight. Then we have Danes Upton, another Andal knight. They've all got different, slightly different skills and traits. None of them are amazing fighters, as you can see. Trained fighters, they're all knights. They've all got different tactics and they're useful for different forms of commanding, so they'll all come in use. And, oh no, that's Owen Sevenstar, obviously our brother. Then we also have in our court made up characters. We have, we'll just get through these quickly, Pera Hornsby, who is a scepter. Very zealous, as you can see, and a scepter, and all those sort of traits you'd expect a scepter to have: patient, kind, temperate, chaste, diligent, charitable. And then we also have from the POV Septon Honeytree, who obviously we've seen in the POV before this episode, which I will be doing, just like in the House Vakar series. He's a mastermind scholar, a holy warrior, a Septon, a poor fighter, shrewd, celibate, a scholar, zealous, chaste, temperate, charitable, diligent, patient, kind, humble, honest, and just. So he's probably going to be like the high Septon of the north of our kingdom once we get it started. Right, so we need to pick ourselves an ambition. Well, we don't want to tame a dragon. We'll go with get married for now, because we will get married once we get our kingdom. Choose a focus. We'll go with war, as we want to expand and start our own realm. Open council positions. We need a Hand of the King. So, well, is that our second in command? We will go with, well, we don't want you as our Septon. We want Hugo as our Septon. So our Castellan will be, who has the best opinion of us? Eustace of Andalos. We could go with our father, Sir Lennox Sevenstar. So that'll do for now. Yeah, our title will be lost on succession. One child lacking an education focus. What do we go with for you, Owen Sevenstar? Let's, you're quite good at stewardship as well, aren't you? Stewardship education or a martial. We'll go with a martial education. You are wanting to be a knight. You're still a squire, obviously. Right, so now let's get our men together and then we will sail to the north to try and claim our own lands. and bring those savage heathens to heel as we convert, hopefully, the Northern Lords to the Seven. There's some Andal ships. It's also a very good time to strike in the north, as the north is currently at war with the Vale, which is going to help us massively, because that is quite a big war that they're in, so at least they'll be distracted. It would be nice if when we are kings in Westeros, I've already had a look and we can't actually do anything with the Arryns just yet, but hopefully when we do have our own Westerosi kingdom, maybe then they'll be willing to negotiate with us, and we can hopefully make an alliance with House Arryn. Right, we've got too many men for the ships. How many men can our ships hold? Oh no, we've not got too many men for the ships, so can you get on the ships, please? Right, and then we will sail up north. I have picked an area where I want to land in the north, and I will show you where and explain my reasoning for this once we get there. So we're going to sail up to the mouth of the White Knife. So we can pretty much invade anywhere in the north. If we click on Field Start, we can declare war and adventure conquest of many lands. As you can see, we can go for Barraton, where we get 3 provinces. We can go for the Flint Fingers, but it's over the other side, so I'm not going to go for that. You've also got, we could go for for the Last Half lands, the Umber lands. We could go for the Bolton lands. We could go for the Neck lands. We could go for the Riswell lands. We could go for the White Knife lands, these 3 provinces here. Or Winterfell, obviously, if we wanted to go for Winterfell, but it's pretty inland. It wouldn't be very realistic to try and hold a province in the middle of this massive northern land. House Glover is obviously on the other side. So we will go for... It's the Wolf's Den that I want to try and claim. Because if you look at the Wolf's Den, it's actually got the... It's got a lot of possibilities to expand here. It's a very, very good province. We could make this into a very, very decent capital and kingdom. As you can see, we can expand it to have 7 provinces here. So that is like the perfect place for us to land. So that is where I want to take. So can we declare war on that piece of land, please? That is where I want to land. So we want to take the province of the White Knife. Send. That will be the perfect area. Basically where the Manderleys are in the White Harbour. The Wolf's Den should be the Greystarks, I think, maybe now, but it isn't. It is just House of Wolf's Den, so at least we're not getting rid of anyone important to the lore by taking this land either. And it does become land of worshippers of the Seven eventually anyway, so I think it's the perfect place. Especially, it's more promising, this land, as you can see, than Winterfell itself. It actually has more possibilities to expand. House Durandon were kings in the Stormlands when the Andal longships first began to cross the Narrow Sea. History will remember them for being unready, for they took little note of these invaders. Though the Storm King won half a dozen major battles, the longships kept coming. It is said that for every Andal who fell in battle, 5 more came washing ashore. For all their victories, they never stemmed the Andal tide, though many an Andal king and warlord ended with his head impaled upon a spike above the gates of Storm End. Still, the Andals kept coming. So yeah, the Storm Kings have changed to the faith of the Seven. Where are our ships? They are taking their time to arrive. Here they come, 117 long ships of the Andal invaders. There's 2,000 Stark men there, as we can see. Let's dock our army at the Wolf's Den. Wolf's Den. Now, that's not a name that we're going to want for our new city, is it? So that's going to have to change if we can. Let's dock our army of 10,000 Andal warriors. There we go. And get this under siege and start our realm. We probably won't take all the north, but it'll be interesting to have the north split into different kingdoms. An Andal kingdom and an old god kingdom. We could maybe intermarry with some of the northern lords and convert them to the faith of the Seven, the true faith. Obviously, you know I'm normally more of an old god kind of guy, but I thought this would be a very different type of playthrough and a very fun idea in the alternate timeline to see the north fall under Andal control. Maybe some of the south will stay old gods, and it will be really interesting. Obviously, I did do the House Mud playthrough near the beginning of my channel, when my channel first started, where we was Christopher Mud and tried to push the Andals out of the Riverlands and control all the Riverlands, and that was a really fun playthrough that went down really well, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought, well, it'd be nice to do the alternate to that and play as the Andals. But I thought, I do really enjoy the Custom House series. At least then it's very different to anything else that is around on YouTube. And I just like to make up all the lore and history, and it's just really fun. And I know you guys really like it, like with the House Vakar and the War King series that are going on. I get a lot of good feedback from them, so I thought we'd do an Andal one as well. So we are losing men, but once we get the first siege underway, we should be okay. Hopefully, the Andals will keep the Starks busy, because they do have a lot more men than us, as we can see. But we are posted in quite a good position. That is another reason. Not only is it really good to expand this area, but we also have a lot of other good stuff about this area. Like we have the white knife cutting in, so anyone attacking us from the north or the west, we're going to get that river crossing advantage, which is only going to help us. So it's very well defendable as well, this land. There's lakes to the right as well, so it's the perfect area. And we can hopefully build a thriving Andal castle and city here and some trade. Okay, my beloved half-sister Jonquil is concerned that she is still not married. I will find her someone nice. Don't worry, once we've got our kingdom and you are a princess, I will find you a marriage worthy, hopefully, to a Andal lord from the Vale or something like that. So we've got a close ally to help us when the North tries to claim back its lands. Okay, so we've almost sieged the Wolf's Den now. We haven't had to battle yet either, so which is great. I don't want to have to lose any more men than necessary, because once we disband all these men, obviously we're not going to be able to raise as many men in this land, so I may have to keep some of these event troops if we can. I'm not sure if I can. My young half-brother has finished his education in military strategy and command. It is evident that he has excelled in these studies. Incompetent commander, this pleases me. Skilled commander, so gains the trait skilled commander. Well, why would I not want him to gain the trait skilled commander? That is great. Our little brother Owen is now a skilled commander. We will... Oh, wow. 13,000 Vale men are pushing up north. What quality of education... Well, I don't even know who you are, so... Who are you? Are you promising? Are you in our court? Oh, I like the sigil. The sigil's pretty cool. You are in our court. Wow, you're... Wow. You're pretty... 12. I will spend highly then, because you look quite promising, actually. You could make a good steward or something in the future. Let's go with a stewardship education then for you. And who are you? Anara. Okay, you're quite good at diplomacy, yep. So 20 gold isn't too high, and we'll go with a diplomacy education for you. Could have some promising courtiers in the future then. Your enemy, King Theon Stark, has been captured by King Mathis Aaron of Mountain and Vale and taken to the Eyrie as prisoner. Well, that is a shocking turn of events. Why did he have the king here in this 3,000-man army in Silverreed, when the rest of his army is holding up at Moat Cailin, the best thing to do when you own the North? Why did he not have Theon there? And why did he not keep the rest of the men there? The Vale would never have been able to... Well, that's Crusader Kings 2 for you, isn't it? They do some... The AI does some stupid things. Awesome, we have got the Wolf's Den under siege. Let's move on to Old Castle, because I think we'll be better defended there, so we will move on there. Let's dock the ships into Wolf's Den, which is going to be our new capital. Hopefully we can change the name for it. Hopefully we'll be able to siege Old Castle fairly quickly. At least we'll have a few lordships as well to give away to our loyal knights and bodyguards this way. Jonquil, my dear half-sister, clearly upset, is reminding me of my promise to get her married. I have just the person in mind, Sir Edwin. I still have not found anyone suitable. I will find you somebody, Jonquil. Let's have a look then. Let's have a look. If she's going to start getting very upset about not being married, who can we arrange a marriage to? How old are you? 24. So if we go for someone around your age, obviously they've got to be an Andal. But I wanted it to be somebody... I wonder if we can do a matrimonial marriage with someone. Yes, we can. Let's look for an Andal that we can do a matrimonial... Eustace, Prince of Andalos. We can actually go for a matrimonial marriage with him. We can keep you in court then. Yes? Send. There we go. So that is our sister, hopefully sorted out. Let's siege Old Castle. He's with us apparently then, is it? We've got Kristen and Stefan. Stefan Roseheart, obviously a massive, strong, fair Andal warrior, as the Andals were said to be tall, fair warriors when they came over. And who is our other commander? Kristen Bloom, who is another tall, fair Andal and a skilled fighter. Okay, wow, there's 10,000 Northmen there. That's a warrior. I'll let them pass on by. Hopefully they're too occupied with the Andals to... the Aarons to be bothered about us. Yeah, they're still... Oh no, they've got a truce with the Andals. Hostile... Okay, so they are only at war with us now. That's a worry. Did Theon Stark get released then? Yes, he did. They released him. I'm very surprised they released him. There was warring over the sisters. Right, I'm worried about those 10,000 men. Let's get up here. Can we beat those 10,000 men? Nah, we're going to get into conflict now. Is our army going to be better? Our army's going to be a lot better than these savage heathens. They've not got any commanders. Well, that's probably not going to help. We've got great commanders and a lot of cavalry as well. Light cavalry. We could do with more heavy cavalry considering we're Andal warlords. But that is a great victory. A crushing victory. Now let's get Whitford under siege, and then we can see a little bit more of the northern lands, see where the Starks are coming from to attack us. And it's a lot better somewhere to see. My beloved half-brother Owen is concerned that he is still not yet married. I will find him someone nice. So about dragons, I'm not bothered about dragons. We're coming over here to get away from dragons. Let's arrange a marriage for our young brother Owen Sevenstar then. Obviously, we want an Andal. An Andal close to his own age, if possible. He's only 16. After all, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we've got. It's a shame that we can't marry into an Arryn, but I don't think they're going to be interested. They're too high and mighty compared to us at the moment. Maybe in the future we can get an alliance with the mighty Arryns or other mighty Seven worshippers. Let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got? Anyone close to your age, please? That worships the Seven. I have got a 16-year-old of Raft Tower there. She's not got very good traits though, so I'm not too impressed by her. 23. She might be like the only one worthy of you at the moment, brother. So you're going to have to wait, I'm afraid. Maybe when we actually take this land, we can find someone more impressive when we are actually classed as a petty king. The Starks are going around us, which is good. Get this under siege, and then we can move on to the next plot of land. At 43%, so. And this is only the start of our journey. But I do want to do this properly. I don't want to just rush and do like, oh, conquest, conquest, conquest. I want to try and make more lore and story from this, like with the Vakar series. So we will try and build up our provinces. Okay, awesome. We've got a water crossing there. We should absolutely crush that army. I'm very surprised it's going to attack us. Seems like a very silly idea by Theon Stark. But we'll wait for him to arrive. Yeah, absolutely smashed him. We knew that was happening. We've got 2,000 more men and the advantage of the river crossing. But yeah, we're going to try and build up our province, make our lord stronger, get some alliances going before we try and expand in the north. We want to work on what we've got first and settle this land, make it the faith of the Seven. You know, get the small folk on side, start turning them to the faith of the Seven before we start trying to expand. We don't want to run before we can walk. We want to settle this land properly first. To all my subjects, the inherit, I don't really care about Massey's Hook. Very far away from us. Right, let's take the White Knife under siege, and that'll hopefully give us the 100% war score. Owen, my dear half-brother, clearly upset, has reminded me of a promise to get married. I know, lady, your spy mat. No, you can do better than that. I have still not found anyone suitable for you. Wow, they really want to get married quickly, don't they? Right, let's just have a look at Andals. I'm not marrying you to any heathens. We're zealous, so it's got to be an Andal who's close to you in age. Right, okay, Andal. 45, 43, 42, 25, 24. Too old for you. 20. Stubborn, ruthless, proud, erudite. Jonquil. 18. Trusting, stubborn, kind, deceitful, skilled steward. She could work. We'll go with her. Send. Will that keep you happy? Right, now let's take the White Knife and get it under siege. The Hook recently fell into a period up in... I don't really care. Peace be with you. I accept the suggestion. Awesome. Okay, so you're of a different host, which is attacking somewhere else. Interesting. Be interesting to see how Westeros shapes up, especially with some of the north being owned by Andals. Okay, so they are attacking lands back. We'll siege this land first. We'll assault again. There we go. And now let's march onto that Stark army. They haven't got a river crossing either because we're coming from the north, so that's good. We should be able to crush that army. And that'll probably about end the war, I think. You were separated from your men in the chaos of battle and now find yourself in the midst of war. As you scan the field and try to rejoin your forces, you see Lord Beren break through the enemy ranks and charge you. Lord Beren of Breakstone Hall. Trained fighter. Okay. In command. Challenged a battlefield duel. Very good military ruler. He's nothing too special. Prepared to die, Flint scum. We should be able to fight him. You turn to face Lord Beren and he breaks his charge and flees. You pursue but lose track of him in the chaos. That's right, coward. Run back to Breakstone Hill. Okay. So the 60... He ran away. 60 years old. Okay, so stuff's happening over in the west. Is this going to be enough to give us the 100% war score once we crush this army? It should be, really. Yes! 100%. Right, so... Offer peace, enforce demands, yes. Lord Enger of Enger Sevenstars host has usurped the title Lordship of the Wolf's Den from Armwood of Wolf's Den. We've took Old Castle as well, and the High Lordship of our Old Castle. Our conquest of the White Knife has ended. Lord Enger of Enger Sevenstars host 1. There we go, so we now have our own kingdom, the White Knife. Right, do we have to disband this unit of men as they are event troops? It'd be pretty cool to keep them around. We'll set our crown focus in the Wolf's Den. Dement's too big, I know. Ruler unmarried. Now we will try and arrange a marriage for ourselves. Can we arrange a marriage with another Andal lord? I'm guessing it's going to be a no with the Arryns. I'm sure we're not. Yeah, I'm going to say. What about some of the other Andal kingdoms though, like the Corbrys? Lord Corbury has a 25-year-old daughter to Carl. Okay. So the Corburys don't have anyone, but maybe some of the other Andal kingdoms around here have somebody worthy of marriage. We could just have a look. Arrange a marriage with somebody on here. An Andal princess, please. Well, not necessarily a princess, but an Andal. Someone young enough to bear as children. Barbara, Princess of Andalos. Rude, charitable, authoritative. 24, so she's around the same age as us, but rather have someone a bit younger. What about you? You look quite promising. 21. Yeah, we'll go with you. Just so we can start getting some heirs. Do we actually need to disband that army? No, we actually don't need to disband our men either, which is awesome. We can just leave those, leave them around. We won't lead the armies for now, though. We'll leave it with no commander for now. But we will keep these hanging around. If it's not going to cost us to do so, we may as well. Right, so we own Old Castle, the Wolf's Den. We don't own the White Knife or the White Ford, though. They are still owned by old god worshippers, which is a worry. Can revoke the title, which will upset our vassals, but I'd rather give them to our own lords, to be honest. I'd rather give them to Andals. So, revoke title, and we will revoke your title as well. And then we can give them to Andal. Also, Old Castle. Let's have a look at our friends. We've got our friends. We've got Kristen Bloom. Let's arrange a marriage for Kristen Bloom to Barbara, Princess of Andalos. Yes. There we go. And then we will grant you the landed title, Lordship of Old Castle, including the lower titles. Wow, we can't do that. Why can we not give you the Lordship? Vassal's going with the... Why can we not do that? Is that our capital for some reason? We don't want that as our capital, do we? We want the Wolf's Den as our capital, because it's got a lot more chance of expanding. Right, okay. Now, Kristen Bloom, grant the landed title, Lordship of Old Castle, and its petty titles. There we go. So Kristen Bloom, his sigil, a nice sword with 2 7-pointed star, is now the new Lord of Old Castle. Awesome. They're going to get married as well. Now we've just got to wait to revoke these titles. We have fulfilled our ambition to get married, so we need a new ambition. What have we got? See the realm prosper, tame a dragon, expand realm by conquest, become a higher lord, have a son. We'll go with have a son for now. We want to get ourselves an heir. Peace be with you. I humbly accept your decision to revoke the lordship of the White Knife, though it grieves me deeply. I don't care. It's our title. Right, so we will give the White Knife to Sir Stephen Roseheart. Love his sigil as well with the nice red and black heart. I just think it looks really cool. We will grant you a lordship of the White Knife and the lower titles that come with it. Get some Andal lords around us. Make ourselves safer. Good relations, so we'll be able to call up a lot of men. Now we've just got to wait for Whitford. Peace with you. I humbly accept the decision. Awesome. We now own Whitford as well. So we will grant that to Danes Upton, our other friend. I love his sigil. The nice little swan on the blue field. We will grant you the landed title, Lordship of Whitford. There we go. All this is now under Andal control. Perfect. Right, now we can finally start using our council, as the council weren't doing anything before. We will... Right, what should we do? We don't want you leading armies at the minute. We don't need you to. We will train troops in the Wolf's Den. We need to start training people. We will collect taxes in the Wolf's Den as well. Serve the court, please, and perform charity. Or no, we want to start changing people to the faith of the Seven in our new kingdom. Improve defense, pacify province. Yeah, we'll go with that. Pacify the province for now. We're going to have a lot of unhappy lords, obviously, around here. We will improve diplomatic relations with the Arons of the Vale, the closest, biggest Andal kingdom, and we will sabotage economy in Winterfell, because obviously if the North come for us, they've got a lot more men than us, especially once we end up losing our event troops. We need a new bodyguard. Yep, we'll go with our brother, our squire. He can be our new bodyguard. We need a cupbearer. We will go with... do we go with Hugo Honeytree, our septon, or we'll go with our brother and squire as our cupbearer. Court tutor. We will go with Hugo, our septon. Have we not got a better commander? Yes, our brother is a better commander. Council. All the council positions are filled, which is perfect. Title loss on succession. Yes, I know, because I do not have a heir just yet. Religion. We're obviously of the Seven. No head of the religion. Okay. Societies. List of all known societies. Nothing that we want to joining with at the moment. Right, we've got a lot of money, so let's start upgrading the Wolf's Den. I want to add some stables so that we can get a bit more cavalry, considering that we are Andals. I want better cavalry. Godswood. Wow, we don't want a Godswood. We really don't want a Godswood. Can we destroy the Godswood? Don't really want that there if we can help it. We want to turn that into a set. And then we've got Hardmead, which is a little village by the looks of it. A small first-man town. We will get some more galleys, more tax income, light infantry and archers, patrol, village farms. We'll go with some markets so that we can get a bit more income. We can build a new holding. How much is it to build a new holding? 840 gold. So we will do that at some point so we can expand and make our capital into the biggest city and castle in the north. Obviously, the Andals are a lot more skilled in building and forging weapons, all that sort of thing. We can build a new refuge, 120. We can build a new fort. So let's build a new fort, a fort of the White Knife, and we'll build a refuge as well. Perfect. So yeah, we're straight away starting to expand and make our kingdom better. Let's have a look. We've got our new lords. These should absolutely love us. They're all our friends anyway. Hopefully they'll all get married pretty quickly and start producing heirs. But there we go. An Andal kingdom in the north. Things are looking great. We can only call up around 4,000 men by the looks of it. So yeah, it's a good job that we do have these event troops to protect us a little bit. And I did forget to mention my Valyrian steel sword, Mother's Mercy. A very nice name there. Of the Seven, as we are a zealot. So as we can see, religion, it's going to still be the old gods here, but we will soon change that to faith of the Seven. like a few of these areas around here. Fae for the 7, Fae for the 7, Fae for the 7. It's sort of scattered here and there, but we'll slowly change that and make the North worship the true gods of this playthrough, obviously. Moat Cailin. Is Moat Cailin not a ruin either at the minute, which is interesting. We could expand to Moat Cailin to own all around the White Bay. But for now, we'll just hold these lands here, and we'll get them a little bit more prosperous before we start expanding. I do want to know if I can do anything with the Godswood, though, because I don't really want a Godswood. Is there not any way of destroying the Godswood? It's not good for us to have a Godswood. We want a Sept, not a Godswood. Okay, but I'm going to end the first episode here, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here as well. And join the Discord server as well, because it is amazing there. Now we have a whole roleplay thing going on and everything that the guys have set up in there. And it is a lot of fun. And I know a lot of you probably enjoy that sort of thing. So make sure you join that and check out the other videos on the channel if you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you very soon for my next video.